Don't go to jail because you can't pay your child support payment because of all of this pandemic event. My name's Patrick Slaughter. I'm a lawyer with LaFevor and Slaughter, and our phones are blowing up with folks worried about what to do because they can't make their child support payment because their hours have been cut or they've been laid off at work due to this coronavirus situation. We have a client, I'll call him Leslie to protect his privacy, but Leslie's a good guy. He pays his child support every month. He works hard. He's always taking care of his child. And now suddenly he's gone from full-time employment down to making less than $100 a week, but it's what he's got. And he called me. He was a little nervous. He's like, Patrick, what's going to happen? Am I going to go to jail? Am I going to be in contempt of this child support order? If I do, then I'm going to lose the job that I have. I'm going to lose my belongings. What's going to happen? And the first thing I had to tell him, the first thing I would tell you if you're in this situation, is calm down. You need to be able to approach this from a calm perspective, and you can't do that if you're awfulizing, thinking about all the bad things that can possibly happen to you. So the first thing you need to do is calm down, relax just a minute. The second thing you need to do is you need to contact your child's other parent and let them know of your circumstances and your situation. I know you're going to tell me that they're Satan's second cousin and you're not together with them for a reason and they're unreasonable. I know. I don't care. You need to make the effort to contact them to let them know what's happened. And I would suggest you do it either in text or in an email so you have it in writing. And you can watch the tone. Don't call anybody any names or anything like that. You can dance like nobody's watching, but you better text and email like it's going to be read out loud by the judge in open court. So make them aware. You might be surprised. Folks tend to be a little more agreeable when they're educated and they're aware of the circumstances. The next thing you need to do is go about compiling all of your financial information, copies of your bank statements, copies of your paycheck stubs, or your payment advices if your checks are direct deposit into your bank. You want to accumulate a record of all of your financial situation. And the reason you want to do that is because if you have to go into court to explain to a judge why you weren't able to make a payment, if you have this information, you're able to say, here, Your Honor, you'll notice on this date I was making this much money, but when the pandemic hit, my income dropped to this. And you'll see that my bills are here that I had to pay, and I had to keep a roof over my head and food in my belly. I didn't have any money left to pay the child support with. The reason you want to do that is a defense to contempt is that if you lack the ability to pay or you lack the ability to comply with the order through no fault of your own. And judges aren't silly or stupid. They understand that this is a never before seen circumstance. They just want to be able to see that you are telling the truth and you're in the situation that you say you're in. The next thing that you want to do is to show some kind of evidence or proof of what's happened to your employment. So if you have, like I said, your payment advice, and you can show that you were working 40 hours and you got dropped down to 10 hours on the next payment advice. Or, again, your bank records, if you've been receiving, say, $1,000 a week every week and then suddenly it went down to $100 a week, again, that's evidence that your employment has changed. So you want to keep records of all of that together. Most likely, you're not going to hear anything and this is going to pass through because folks understand what's happening in the world today. But if they don't, and you do receive some kinds of summons from a court trying to hold you accountable for a child support payment you missed, don't ignore that. You need to respond. You can hire an attorney, obviously. I'm an attorney. I believe everybody needs to hire an attorney. Or you can at least represent yourself by going to court and explaining your situation. But if you ignore it and you don't respond, you are very likely going to be in a bad situation. So make sure that you do respond. Again, my name is Patrick Slaughter. I'm a lawyer. If you look at your situation and you have some questions, you'd like somebody just to look at it with you and give you an honest opinion about what I think of the situation, maybe what you need to do, whether you need to hire an attorney or you don't, and who would be a good fit for you, whether it's me or somebody else, I'd be happy to do that. Just schedule a call, we'll get together and we'll figure something out. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, and we're going to get through this.